Hello everyone and welcome to the semi-finalist Heir poll for Maple Ultra Ironwolf. This poll will determine which of the finalists from the 6 different litters that Maple had will go on to carry on the legacy and take on our next Ironwolf challenge. Now this isn't going to be another Ultra Ironwolf run. We can actually only do those with wolves that we create because if you look at the stats for any of the wolves here, you can see they're already set. And part of the Ultra Ironwolf challenge is that you have to set all stats to -2. So we actually can't do Ultra Ironwolf with any of these guys. However, whichever wolf gets chosen here will be taking on a challenge that I think is honestly going to be more difficult. The details of that will be announced when we choose a winner and begin that series, but it's going to be a doozy, and I hope you guys enjoy it. However, before we can do that, we have to decide which of these wolves is actually going to carry on the legacy, and so, starting off with Badger here, we're going to go ahead and go through the wolves that were each chosen as the finalist for their litter when there was a litter that had more than one pup. And as per the usual, there will be a link to the polls for this. There will be 2 because we have 6 wolves in the video description, along with a link to a quick reference spreadsheet that has information on the different wolves here if you just want a quick summary of stats, coats, etc., what litters they're from and whatnot. So starting off here, we have Badger. This is our litter 1 heir that you guys voted for. He is actually from the only litter where Branch was the father. Branch was Maple's first mate, and unfortunately he died early on to a bear during a very difficult part of the game. It was not easy. We lost a pup to hunger for I think the only time ever, as well as one to sickness. However, Badger and 2 of his littermates survived. Badger actually recovered from an illness as well. He got old enough that he was able to survive it and power through. Now, he has a gray coat, which is actually the 06 Hall of Fame coat, 832F. It is a gray coat you can see here, and he's also got these kind of greeny silvery eyes. They're very, very pretty. This is a coat we don't see too often either. It's a little bit of a different one, so it's neat to see it pop up here. We'll also go ahead, we'll listen to his howls here. Higher pitched one, and then for his secondary, both 11s. Also a higher pitched one. Now, I don't think he really got any customizations. A lot of these wolves are from before the wolves really could get too many customizations, so no, it doesn't look like he has anything here. He does, however, have -1 point to strength and +1 to health, but other than that, fairly neutral stats overall. He was the 3M member of the Lakeshore pack and the offspring of Maple and Branch. So that's Badger, our litter 1 semifinalist. Next up we have Wish. And Wish is our semifinalist from litter 2. She has the gray coat from the Black-tailed Deer Plateau pack. It is a gray coat, living up to its name. It's one we've seen pop up in a few series, even some of our 2.7 playthroughs is one of the legacy coats. And she also has these kind of orangey, brownish eyes here. Again, a very pretty combination. I genuinely think there's not too many combinations in this game that don't work. It is, I don't know that I've ever run into a wolf that I've felt like that combination doesn't work at all. I think overall they did a very good job with making the different customization options work together. But anyway, let's go ahead and we'll listen to Wish's howls here. Again, a higher pitched one, and then for her secondary, that one's a bit of a deeper one. Now, again, I don't think she's going to have any customizations here. I think she predates those being able to randomly generate. That the neck ruff is always all the way over there. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything. As for her stats, again, +1 strength, -1 health. That I think is exactly the same as Badger, actually. Now, she was formerly Lakeshore 8F. She is one of Hope's pups, and she actually survived both a sickness and a bear attack. She managed to persist through those and survive, although she was quite the adventurous soul through most of her puphood. So she might be a bit of a spirited wolf should we choose her for this challenge. Now, next up we have our litter 3 pup, who will be the last pup in the first set of voting. So the first poll, there's going to be 2 polls, and that is Lion, who has the very first original coat, although it's the redone version of it, the remade one. The old ones are still in the game, the classic ones, but this is the updated version. It is a gray coat here, and she has these slightly darker kind of brown eyes. She is our litter 3 semi-finalist here. We'll also go ahead, we'll listen to her howls. Once again, a higher pitched one, and then for her secondary. Very similar sounding one, but a little bit lower. Now again, I don't think she's got any customizations here. No, it doesn't look it. I think she is either the last or second to last wolf who predates these, but she does have a bit of a more varied stat spread with -1 strength, +1 stamina and speed, and -1 health, and she was the 10F member of the Lakeshore pack, the offspring of Maple and Hope. She had a bit of an interesting story herself. She narrowly survived a cougar attack while ill, and her litter did face some losses. She was no stranger to them, as many of these pups aren't. The Ultra Ironwolf run was a pretty challenging one. Now, this is going to conclude our first poll. Moving on here, we'll be going into our second one, and the winner of the first poll will then run against the winner of the second poll. So starting that second poll, first off we have Seashell. Now, Seashell does look a lot like Lion, actually. She has the Life is Rough variant of that coat, however, sporting a scar that she actually got from a close call with a bear. It actually dove into the lake with her, but fortunately, she was able to escape and swim back to shore while her parents chased it off. Still, though, it left quite the mark, and that's something she's going to carry with her for the rest of her life, along with maybe some apprehensions of bears, I would think, all things considered. Now, she does have these kind of greeny silver eyes, too. They're very, very pretty. Fortunately, she didn't get a missing eye from that whole escapade, but, yeah, she's a very, very pretty wolf, very striking. We'll go ahead and listen to her howls as well. Bit of a higher pitched one, and then for her secondary. Bit more of a mid-toned one. Now, she did get a customization here. She actually has a slight back curve, I'm pretty sure, I think. Uh-oh. Maybe I had that noted down wrong. I thought she did. But I guess perhaps not. Never mind that then. Did she have one of the others? No, either that or it got yeeted. Alright. Well, whatever the case may be, she apparently does not have a customization after all. Does she have a slight ear notch? No. Okay. That's just the way her fur is. Okay, so she doesn't have any customizations either then, I suppose. She has 0 strength and +1 stamina, +1 speed though, but -2 health, so it really is a good thing she survived that bear attack. She was also the 16F member of the Lakeshore pack and the offspring of Maple and Hope. So that is Seashell. Next up we have Egret, and Egret is our semifinalist from the 5th litter. She looks a lot like her father, taking after him with the Black-tailed Deer Plateau pack, the 778M coat. And she is actually one of his 2 last surviving pups, as this was the litter where Hope was killed by a bear. This has left Egret with a pretty severe fear of them as well. She's definitely not a wolf who wants to have to tangle with them again after watching that Lakeshore bear tear the pack apart. It's really not great. It really wasn't. And she was also the only pup to actually survive the illness that swept through the litter. The only other survivor of the litter was her brother, who didn't get sick. You can see here, though, going back to looks, she has these kind of yellowy eyes here. She also does have a gray coat. I don't think I'd mentioned that. And we'll listen to her howls as well. Bit of a deeper one there, and then for her secondary, that one's a lot higher pitched. Now, I don't know if she has any customizations here. I don't think so. Doesn't look like she has any. This was past the point where we started rolling for them. But no, it doesn't seem like she's got any here. Alright. As for her stats, she's got fairly neutral ones with just a +1 to stamina and a -1 to speed. And she was the 18F member of the Lakeshore pack, the offspring of Maple and Hope from the 5th litter. That was Hope's final litter. Now, finally, last but not least, we have Destiny, and Destiny is our litter 6 survivor. She's actually the only survivor. Unfortunately, several of the other pups passed away to illness. It was a smaller litter to begin with, and her sister, who also outlived Maple, did not survive to adulthood. So Destiny is the one surviving pup of Maple and Midnight. She has Lamar Canyon Pack 926F coat, which is a black coat. She's also got these kind of dark chocolatey eyes too, and that little interesting little white patch on her head there. We'll go ahead, we'll also listen to her howls. I think a lot of these wolves have had 5 there. It's a higher pitched one, and then her secondary. And that one's a lot deeper, so she's got some range there. As for her customizations, I don't see anything. She might have a tail one. Nope, it looks like none. Alright, so she doesn't have any either here. As for her stats, though, she has that +1 strength, +1 stamina, -1 speed, -1 health. So a bit of a stronger wolf with good endurance, but not as fast, not as healthful. She was formerly Lakeshore 22F, and again, the offspring of Maple and Midnight, the last survivor of the Lakeshore pack after Maple passed away, and the only survivor of her litter. And she's going to be our final option for the second poll. Now again, the winner of the first poll will run against the winner of the second poll to determine the ultimate winner of the of the poll here, to determine who will go on to continue the legacy. And that wolf will be taking on an entirely new challenge, not Ultra Ironwolf, but a different Ironwolf challenge that I think is going to be a doozy. It's honestly got me a little intimidated. We'll have to see how it all goes. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys get to the voting. Don't forget, you can check for both links to the polls and a link to a quick reference sheet in the video description if you want to see an easy reference of the wolves that are available to vote for here. And with that, we'll go ahead and leave this off here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.